What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Effortless Gent. In today's video, we're going to talk about a few ways you can dress well, even if other people around you do not. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Baron, and on this channel, we discuss men's style tips, how to look sharp, and how to dress with confidence, just like this video today. If you're into that, make sure you click that little subscribe button and stick around. Also, make sure to check out some of our old videos as well. So I got an email from one of our younger readers, Nicholas, a few weeks back, and he asks a really good question. First, he says that, he's a teenager, he's in high school, not many people dress well. Typically, they wear cargos or khaki shorts and maybe a nicer t-shirt, but he wants to step it up. He wants to wear chinos, an Oxford cloth button down, maybe a sweater, but he feels like it's going to be out of place. So he wants some advice on how to dress well, even if the people around him do not dress well. That is a great question. It's one that I get often, and not only from younger guys in school. I even get this question from grown men who work in offices with a really casual dress code. They want to dress better. They want to look sharp. They don't want to look like they just rolled out of bed and into their cubicle. So here are a few things that you can keep in mind and some tactics that you can try out, whether you're 15 or you're 45. One, you want to start small and inconspicuously with just one item. So let's say if the typical uniform for guys your age group are, like basketball shorts and a navy hoodie, for example. Step it up a little bit by changing that navy hoodie from a navy hoodie to maybe a navy sweater. It's not too crazy, it's not too different, but you are elevating your look a little bit. Instead of wearing just a t-shirt, maybe you could wear a t-shirt and layer a chambray on top. That way you're still pretty casual for the guys your age, but at the same time you are adding that piece that you are interested in wearing. It's also a good way to experiment with layering, which you might not have done yet, without looking too formal. Then from there, you could do a one item swap, and feel free to take your time on this as long as you need to, so you can feel comfortable as you wear your new clothes and it's not super obvious that you're changing your style completely all at once. So the one item swap basically is what I explained to you earlier, which is taking your, let's say your oversized navy hoodie, switching that up with a navy crew neck sweater, for example. Do that with each piece in your outfit, and take a few days or weeks or months even to slowly step up your style one item at a time. Then it's not going to seem like out of nowhere you start dressing so differently and you're standing out from everyone else that's around you. Some examples of this would be like if you are wearing basketball shorts to school, you can change just to standard navy chino shorts. Instead of a cotton t-shirt, maybe you switch to a cotton polo, not the PK kind that looks a little bit preppy, but the one that feels like a t-shirt, it just happens to have a collar on it. Instead of faded or baggy jeans that maybe most of the other guys are wearing, try something that's a little bit darker and maybe slimmer that fits you better. Using this one item swap technique will help sort of ease that transition from dressing like everybody else into dressing like the guy that you really want to dress like. Tip number 2 is to take your time. Like I mentioned, you can do this over a period of weeks or months, and the transition will be so much more smooth. You don't have to worry about it being so jarring that one day you're wearing basketball shorts and a hoodie, and then the next day you're in a suit and tie. That's going to be too different, and everyone will notice, and you don't want people to notice your sudden change in style. So do the one item swap, take your time, and it won't be so obvious, yet you're still moving towards the goal of dressing better. Okay, tip number 3, I think it's 3. Number 3, don't be afraid of trends. Being a young guy in school is fun. You have the ability to try things that are a little bit more out there that maybe a 45-year-old can't wear because they're too old. You're younger, you can experiment with style, so pay attention to culture, pay attention to what's hot in music or in movies or what celebrities are wearing. That's how you sort of can develop your own style, and eventually you can dial it back at any time. You can always wear the classic stuff, but now that you are still young, you have the ability to wear stuff that's a little bit more trendy, a little bit more out there. So don't be afraid to experiment. Be the trendsetter at your school instead of always being the guy who's trying to dress like everybody else. Even when I was in school, I remember being, in 4th, 5th grade, I would wear stuff that I would never wear today, but I loved wearing things that were a little bit out there and really experimenting with my style. So I encourage you to do the same while you still can. Also, if you're an older guy and you're watching this right now, I don't want you to think that you can't also experiment with trends in your own way. Maybe if you're not a rock star, you can't dress like, Nick Jonas or some other young pop kid, but you still can experiment with little things here and there to sort of update your style, and so it shows that you are paying attention to what is popular or what is on trend as far as the overall menswear aesthetic. So I just want you to know that if you are an older guy, that doesn't mean that you can't also experiment with trends of your own that are age appropriate to you. Finally, my last tip is to remember that people don't really care about you in the best way possible. Everyone is so concerned and worried about themselves. Everyone is in their own heads. Whether you're in high school or whether you're an adult, like, people are always in their heads thinking about themselves, how they appear, how they look, how their message is being portrayed out there. So that's all the more reason for you to dress how you want and wear what you want, because people don't really care. They're so concerned with themselves. This should give you the freedom and the confidence to step outside your comfort zone and really wear things that you want to wear, despite what other people may or may not say. Because even if they do say stuff, you have to remember that whatever they do say, let's say it's negative, is really a reflection upon themselves. Maybe they're worried like, damn, why is he dressed so sharp? Or why am I not dressed that sharp? How come I can't do that? Why can't I pull those things off? So if they ever are negative towards you, it's most likely that they are reflecting upon themselves without even thinking about it, and they're in their heads, and they're worried that, you know, you look better than them or you're dressed better than they are. Anyway, so I hope this video helps you. Don't be afraid to try new things. Always remember that people are more concerned with themselves than with you, and you're young, so try new stuff, try cool things, and then you can always dial back on your style later. But it's important that you try stuff out and really experiment with your style and get to know yourself as a person, what you really like. And then eventually, as you get older, you can always dial back and then really like sort of nail in what your specific personal style is. All right, fellas, that's all I got for you. But before you go, let me ask you this. Which tip did you find most helpful, and which one are you going to implement today? That's what I want to know. So hit me up in the comments below and let me know. I try to reply to as many comments as I can, so I look forward to chatting with you down there. I enjoy doing these sort of QA videos from time to time, so if you did find this video useful, please also let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button too, because that's going to let me know that this video really resonated with you. And if you loved it, please subscribe to the channel. Also hit that notification bell, because that's going to let you know when I come out with new videos. All right, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.